Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Sorry, I felt I'm inside the library today. The weather is actually really warm outside, but there is no sun, so I'm not too happy about that. But it is warm, so there's a plus about that. But I am inside the library. I did a lot of running around today, so excuse me. I just been in here probably since a little after 12. Did some reading. I read a little bit of my Bible. I'm trying to finish my book of the month, The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. And I'm still reading this book too, if you're curious. The Body Keeps the Score. And I did some journaling and I did some research on my birth month flowers. There's two birth flowers for the month of December. And I found some very interesting facts about them. Overall, I've had an interesting day. How about yourself? Oh my gosh, I apologize. As soon as I got on live, for whatever reason, I started yawning. So yeah, I've had an interesting day. And oh, and the description. I have to get better with this. I keep writing my titles in the descriptions, and then it just says that I'm live, but it doesn't say my description, my title, because I'm putting it in the wrong place. But at my in my description title today for my India talk is you are going through it, whatever it may be, for somebody else. Whatever you go through, you're going through it for someone else, not for yourself. Actually, everything you go through is for someone else, especially if it is hard, a lot of hard obstacles, blockages, restraints. You're going through it to help someone else. And today I had a friend who, I mean, she's helped me with a few things throughout the year, and she was having a really difficult situation that has been going on. And for a little backstory is she's having a rough start with school for her daughter who just started pre-K, or it's her first year of pre-K. And I had the most horrible experience for pre-K with my daughter. And I learned a lot of hard lessons. I learned a lot of things that the school system does and how they withhold information and how you have to basically do your own research to advocate for yourself, for your kid, especially if you have a special needs child. And the year was complete hell, and I really wouldn't wish it upon anyone. And so my friend, hello, Alo, my friend reached out to me, and I mean, she was just sharing what was going on with her. And I'm like, wow, when she was sharing it, it was making me mad. It was making me relive a situation that I just overcame. So she's freaking out. Like, I don't know what to do, and nobody's helping me. And so I'm literally just sharing exactly a blueprint of what to do, how to document things, what to request, what to ask, how to schedule a meeting, and how to basically speed up the process to get certain things done. who to talk to. I'm giving her resources from all the people that I learned that's in special needs department throughout the school system here, and direct giving, her numbers, addresses, not addresses, email addresses, and just telling her, like, document it like this, say things like this. And today, I mean, this has been going on for like the past few weeks, and today we were talking again, and I was sending her examples of things that I did, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for helping me with this because I've been really stressed and nobody's helping me, and I don't know what to do, and gosh, like if it wasn't for you, I would really be I'd be more stressed than I already am." And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely, you're very welcome." Like, you know what? I don't mind helping you because there was nobody to help me with this stuff. I learned through trial and error and stress and a lot of tears and a lot of push through and being resilient and being my baby's voice and advocating for her and taking nobody's shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm happy to help you because it helps her condense time. It helps her have the resources and the blueprint and the know-how to get the things that she needs to get, and then to also not ever go through this experience again. And so she was just really giving me thanks. And it made me think of, it made me so happy, number one. Number two, I'm like thinking about my year and just thinking about so many things that I've like suffered through, and how it's just positioning me to be a voice and to be an advocate. Yo, side note, little kids' voices always like make my heart smile. And they, especially when they're laughing. And I've been around the people who they get irritated when they hear kids talking or laughing or just like being themselves. I'm just like, wow, I never want to be that miserable in my life. It always brings me some kind of joy. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to help so many people because of the things that I have suffered through, survived through, overcame all the obstacles and barriers and blockages and restrictions, and all of I have so much know-how from my own research and development, and from my own trials and errors and tribulations, and waiting and tears and backlash and fears. Like, I have a plethora of skills and knowledge and experiences that I don't mind sharing to help somebody else not struggle with it as long as I did, and to know what to say and how to say it and how to configure it all together so that it makes sense for them and their situation. So I was like overtly overwhelmed with joy when she was giving me her feedback, and just feeling like, wow, like if it wasn't for you, I don't know what to do. I'd be stuck, or I'd feel like I don't know how to help my kid. And I'm like, you're 100% very welcome. Like it's just, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't know how to help her. I wouldn't know what to say. I would just give her some shitty feedback, like, damn, oh, sorry you're going through that. Oh, sorry to hear that. Like when people are going through it and they're stressed and they don't know what to do, they don't want to hear that. They want to get some advice, some helpful advice, and some know-how and some feedback and a blueprint and a what to do and how to do. And I have a what to do and how to do in so many areas of life. So many areas of life. This is exactly why I am going to be I am going to be a sought after global orator. Like, people are going to seek me. I'm going to be booked out for people to want to talk to me and get my advice and share my knowledge and my skills and my experiences and my story, most importantly. So I love that. That's awesome. Shouts out to you. So that was the main thing. Something's going on with me, and I don't know what, but I'm on live. What's up, Tony? How you doing today? Oh no, I'm on live, just so you know, if you're in the background. Philippines. So good. I'm glad to hear that. That was awesome. Um, Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So yeah, I had a very interesting day today. And I mean, every day I have an interesting day, but today a lot of things happened to me today where, oh my goodness, cut it out, Tony. It's funny, don't worry about it. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, if a side note, if you have a spare bottle of water available that you can give me, could I possibly have it? Okay, thank you. So I'm like, I had an interesting day. I started my day off with, I don't know if it was a hawk or an owl. I don't know, but started my day seeing a hawk or an owl. And then I ran into someone early this morning that I haven't seen for like 2 weeks. And it was just an amazing exchange of energy, conversation. And then on my way to school, well, dropping my daughter off to school, I found this letter. I found the letter on the ground, and I usually never pick up anything on the ground. Ever since COVID, I don't pick up anything on the ground. But I found this letter, and it was a piece of mail, and it was some kid wrote something to. Like, I probably shouldn't show it on here because some kid wrote something to Santa Claus, and I'm like, Dad, some kid like lost their letter that they wrote to Santa Claus. So I like picked it up because what had caught my interest is it had 88888 on it, and I have a whole thing with the number eight and infinity and all that stuff. Thank you. You're the best. And so I picked it up, and I read the letter, and I'm guessing that it was mom or dad or one of the parents wrote the letter for the kid, and it basically is just their wish list. It's two kids. Both of the kids, their names start with the letter P. So I was like, oh, I was supposed to find this because, my daughter's name starts with the letter P. And it's one little boy named Prophet, which I was like, oh, I like that name. And requesting, like, simple, is real simple, requesting 4 items. And then the little girl's name is Priyan, and the same thing, requesting 4 simple items. And they are not too far. Like, I know exactly. It's like, for whatever reason, it has their address on it here too. And I was like, I don't know if I was supposed to find this. I don't know if I was supposed to pick it up. But I'm getting myself back into like holiday spirits, I guess, because I don't really celebrate holidays outside of my birthday, and then since becoming a mom, and I'm like, I want to fulfill this list for these kids because like it has their address on it. So I was like, well, I'm gonna be their secret Santa. So I don't know if I was supposed to find that or not. I think I was because the everything today, like my route of how I get here to get my daughter from school, it was thrown off because of the friend that I ran into this morning. And then they're like, "Hey, which way are you going?" And I'm like, "Oh, I usually go on this route." And they're like, "Oh, come get on this route with me so we can finish talking." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And this is what I'm saying, like, when you are experiencing so many different lanes of life, like this person, we were always sharing Bible quotes together, and they're always inspiring me with like how much of an amazing relationship that they have with God, and how they, like, the reason I didn't see them for 2 weeks is because they were in Indiana, of all places, and I've never been to Indiana, but they were in Indiana doing like praise worship and all this stuff. So I was like every time I see this person, we're always having this amazing conversation about like God and all these quotes, and we were able to just share and teach each other different things and have like a similar perspective on life. So I was happy that I went on that route with them. Because if I didn't go on that route and get off where we got off, and then we got to my daughter's school so early this morning because I took an earlier route to talk with my friend. And then we were waiting for the school to open. And I'm telling you, like, I put all our stuff down and I just happened to look on the ground and I'm like, oh, there's a letter. And I went and picked it up. And I picked up the letter and I was like, wow, some kids, is it pretty early to write your? I guess not if you're trying to get it to the North Pole. Anyways, life is all about giving, and life is all about spreading love and spreading joy and spreading, feedback. So like when you're going through something, or when you're going through things that you have to overcome, just always remember that you're never going through it for yourself, and don't ever feel questioned to ask, oh, why is this happening to me? Because the reminder is life is happening for you, not to you. And it's happening for you so that you can help other people get through the same or similar trials and tribulations and obstacles and blockages. And you may have had to struggle and suffer with it longer than the person that's coming behind you, but don't dare be the person that wants to see other people suffer just because you've suffered. You should want to help and say, you know what, I went through the same exact thing, and here's a resource, here's a tip, here's something that you could do to alleviate the struggle, alleviate the stress, alleviate the obstacle quicker. We should always be working to condense time for other people. We should always be the source to help somebody else create a system for themselves, right? Because the system is saving yourself stress, time, energy, and money. So when you go through stuff, you are automatically creating a system for yourself that allows you to be a source for those that are going to go through the same exact thing or something similar, and you can step in and be somebody else's superman or superwoman, and that should bring you joy. It should bring you happiness. Like me sitting here at this library, every time a little kid behind me speaks, it just makes my heart smile because it's just a warming feeling of a kid being happy, or even when he's like yelling at whoever he's sitting with, saying no. Like the no is so cute and so happy, even though they're trying to be like demanding and restricting and putting their foot down or standing on business, whatever the cool terminology is. But see, like that makes my heart so happy. And another story that reminds me of really quickly, everything happens for a reason. So today in my travels, um, I did a couple of things. I went and did a few errands. Oh, let me show you. So I found these incense the other day. The name of them is 10 million this is what I'm attracted to me. This is what I'm manifesting. And also has the number 40 on it. Anywho, I found them the other day as I was looking for this particular incense that is my favorite incense called Wedding Bells. I can't find it anywhere. I'm just gonna have to eventually order online at some point in time. Anyways, I did a story time on them the other day. When I wanted to buy the whole pack the other day, the lady was just like, no. She was very adamant against me getting the whole pack for whatever reason. So she's like, I can give you some out the packs, two for $1. So today in my travels, I went back and I said, I want to get these incense. I want to buy the whole pack. And it was the different lady. So what I'm saying is just people and personalities and perspectives. Like, why would you not let me buy the whole thing? This lady let me buy the whole thing. So I got super excited. And as she opened it to count them, so she could calculate how much it was, she was like, wow, these smell really good. And I'm like, you know what? Ironically, it smells dangerously close to the ones that I've been searching for, but I can't find them. I'm like, plus, these ones are named 10 million. And I'm attracting that to me. And so we like had a little back and forth answer. Anyways, as I was leaving to get on the route to bring me over to the library, I'm waiting. And as the the bus is pulling up, I'm like, please. Every time I see get on the I forget this route, but I'm like, don't let it be this lady that I don't really like her. Please don't let it be her. And as the bus was pulling up, I'm like, oh my gosh, it is her. And it was automatically gonna like affect my mood. So I switched it and I was like, let me just smile. So she opened the door and this is what I did. I was like, so I didn't give her my voice of saying hi, but I smiled and I whispered it. And she didn't say anything to me. As I was walking to get on this to get to the seat, I guess there's a button. She pressed this button and she kept pressing it until she got to her next thing. And the message on the intercom said, please respect bus policies and other passengers. If you're going to listen to your phone or music, please remember to bring your headphones. And she kept playing the message over and over and over until she was able to pick up somebody else. So me, I'm sitting there like, that's very funny. And so I take out my book because she's looking at me through the rear view mirror. Instead of driving the bus, she's looking at me. And I take out my book and I hold my book up so she can see it. And I'm laughing because she keeps playing this damn message. I'm laughing, 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 reading my book. And then by the time she picked up somebody else, she stopped playing the message and she didn't play it for anybody else that got on the entire route. And I got picked up way further. It was a good enough drive to get to the station. Now, the backstory with this lady is I want to say like a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago, I I had to go to my daughter's doctor's, which was on this route. And this is my first time that I had an encounter with the lady. Now, every time I get on the routes, like I learn the people's names, I'm smiling, we having conversations. This particular first time that I had an encounter with her, she picked me up and I was like, hi, good morning, how are you doing today? She didn't say nothing. I went to my seat, sat down, and I had my phone. And I had my phone and I was like watching reels or whatever. And there was I don't know if you guys follow, there's a guy that he does interviews. He's just on the street and he interviews really successful people about how they got their nice car or their house or how they became a millionaire, billionaire. I can't think of his name. But I seen one of his reels and was watching it. So I had it on speakerphone. Now, mind you, it's not that loud. I could barely hear it, even holding the speaker to my ear like this. And now, mind you, on the bus is loud, the engine is loud, they had the air conditioner on, that's loud. I could barely hear it. Now I'm sitting like middle towards the end back of the bus. As I'm listening, she started screaming, "Put in your headphones! Put in your headphones now! You got it in your ear, but I can also hear it in my ear." And so me, I'm looking around because there was other people on their phones who had their phones on speaker. So I was just like, this lady's tripping. Like, this is public transportation. You can't tell people to be silent because that's the other thing she was saying. Like, silence. I don't want to hear silence on the bus. And if you don't have headphones, then turn off your phones. Like, that's not even a rule. Like, you made this rule up your damn self. Anywho, I it didn't take long for me to see that she's looking in the mirror and directing this towards me. So I never turned my whatever I was listening off. I said, "This is public transportation." I'm like, I there's no way you can hear what I'm listening to because this is a bus. It's loud. You got the air conditioner on, and the drivers are behind a glass door frame. There's no way you can hear what I'm listening to, and I'm almost in the back of the bus. So I was like, this lady's tripping. Let me tell you, she pulled over and sat there. She sat for like a good 10 minutes, and other people were getting so upset. And they're like, "You're delaying where I gotta go." And we weren't that far on this particular time, the first time I had an encounter with her. We weren't far from the station. So me and her were just having a staring contest. I finished listening to what I was listening to, which is having a stare off. And I think she wanted me to get rowdy with her or to be combative or whatever, but I'm smart. First of all, these buses are monitored and they have video and audio. So she just kept going on, and then she was being rude to all the other passengers that were getting on. She didn't let somebody get on because they had a carriage. She it's like, first of all, if you're gonna be mean to people, at least greet them. At least say, "Good morning, how you doing?" before you start cussing somebody out. So I didn't say nothing to her, and eventually she got us to the station, right? So it was really bothering me. So I was like, "Dag, this lady, why did she just start picking on me like that? Like, this is public transportation. You're telling me I can't listen to something, and that if I don't have headphones, I can't use my phone, like, and that the bus has to be silent." And I'm looking around and reading all the signs. There's no signs that says that. The sign actually says no loud music. I wasn't listening to music, number one, and the my phone wasn't even loud. So it really people. I don't waste my time writing reviews or nothing, but just her spirit and her energy was really bothering me. So I went to the desk and I asked, I said, "Excuse me, I was wondering if you're able to report bus drivers." And the lady behind the glass said, "Absolutely." And she gave me a piece of paper, and I wrote up my little spiel and I gave it back to her, and she was reading it, and then she was like, "What bus are you on?" And I was like, "Oh, this number." And she was like, "What did the bus driver look like?" And I was describing her, and as I was describing her, she looked over to the other lady, and they both just shook their heads, and they're like, not surprised. So I was like, "Oh, I guess she must just be problematic, and it's not just me." And then I asked, like, "Are you supposed to ride the bus in silence? Like, nobody can use their phones?" And she's like, "Oh, no, we've never heard of that." And I'm going to guess, based on the interaction today, that she got pulled to the side or she got spoken to from the write up, because I've seen her in passing, but I won't even look at her. Like, when I can pick up miserable souls or people that's just miserable, like I was the example. There's people that will get upset when they hear a kid's voice or a kid's laugh or a kid's enjoyment. So you're just miserable inside. Like, you're miserable. Maybe you don't like your job. Maybe you got some things going on. I don't know. But nobody told you to get into customer service. Like, you should be greeting people. And she yells at the elderly people, all types of stuff. So I just see her in passing and I can feel her grilling me. And I just pay her no mind. I don't see her. And thankfully, I have not been able, I haven't, when I've gotten on that particular route, it'd be a different driver. And they're all nice and nobody has ever said anything about using your phone. Nobody, just her. So today I had to encounter her. And so I thought it was funny that as soon as I got on, she started playing. So instead of saying anything to me, and even when I said, like, she didn't say nothing. We did look eye to eye, but she didn't greet me, nothing. And then she started playing that recorded message. And and it wasn't just once. She played it multiple times over and over and over to where I started to pick up on it, like, oh, she's playing this intentionally, because now she's like, oh, I'm gonna go the professional route, and I'm not gonna say anything to you, but I remember you, and you got me in trouble, or you got me reprimanded, or whatever, whatever happened to her from me reporting her. And now she played that message to be snarky and miserable. So all I did was laugh. I laughed the entire ride. I laughed the entire ride and held my book up so that she could see it. She was grilling me in the mirror. And then usually when I get off, I'm always like, thank you so much. Have a great day. I got right off and I walked in front of her intentionally. And so sometimes, like, do you believe in that saying you got to kill people with kindness? I don't know. And I don't believe in matching people's energy. I believe in, if life doesn't teach you a lesson, I will, kind of energy. And so I'm purposely making relationships with people and aligning myself and keeping a list of the people I come in contact with, because what's going to happen is, like I keep saying, God is going to bless me in a major, mega, mind blowing way that I'm able to help people financially and put people in position. Like, I have a list of 3 people in particular that I want to buy a car for that I've met on the bus. And there are a few of the bus drivers that I want to bless financially when I get blessed financially. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do it in front of you. And those people, it's her and one other guy who's not too nice to you, wasn't nice to my daughter. I don't say nothing. I just make mental notes or like do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But when I bless people and God puts me in position to bless people, I'm gonna bless them in front of everybody. And then when they have their mouth on the floor looking like, oh, well, why she ain't do nothing for me? Is because it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. We're all going through something. We're all struggling in some way, shape, fashion, or form. We all are trying to make it through the day. So if you intentionally, specifically put yourself in customer service, and then you're not being nice to people and you're giving people a hard time when they're already having a hard time, and I don't have the time. Like, she's probably used to somebody arguing with for, like, there are people that are just that miserable that they're looking for a fight. Like, I had that happen to me in the Pride over here, so I don't go in the Pride anymore because those people in there are just like, they're on edge all the time. They're like looking for a fight. They're just that miserable that all they know is negativity, and all they know is like banter and back and forth and going toe to toe with somebody. And I'm just not vibrating that low in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I won't stoop to other people's level. I've wasted too much of my life doing that already. So my sole purpose in life is to sift and sort through people who are not meant for me and connect and bless those who are meant for me, whether that be verbally, physically, financially, spiritually, energetically. those that are in alignment with me will be best, and I will help them just like I helped my friend today. All I did was share advice with her. I shared advice and I shared tips and I shared my blueprint of what I went through. Had I not gone through that, I would not have been able to help her. I would not able to been able to relieve stress from her life today. I would not have been able to condense time for her because say I had not gone through that stuff and I wasn't able to help her and she would have to suffer for a whole year, just like I just had to suffer for a whole year, trying to figure out who to talk to or what to ask for when it comes to your kid in the school system. So I'm always going through something and using it as a teachable moment. And I'm always going through something that's never quite meant for me. It's always through it and get through it and overcome it so that I can use it for a teachable moment and so that I can help somebody else not have to suffer as long as I did through my expertise and through my experience of going through said thing or things. So that was my India talk for the day. To remember that whatever you're going through is not for you, it's for somebody else. And to embrace it and to remember it, write it down, take a picture, document it, however you see fit, so that when you come across somebody in your journey and your path that is suffering in the same way that you were, you're able to put an end to their suffering instead of being like these miserable people out here, like that bus lady who would look at somebody suffering, you went through it, and say, "Well, I'm helping you. I had nobody was there to help me, and you got to figure it out yourself." Those are miserable people. Like, why would you want someone to suffer? If you went through something, you holding on to bitterness because you're like, nobody was there to help me. Well, you're never going to get blessed that way. You didn't learn the lesson, which is why you will continue to go through hardships and not have anyone there to help you because you are not helping other people. You're not even being nice to people and kind to people, and that doesn't cost any money to do so. So I gotta wrap it up, and I will leave you with my three heartfelt messages that come directly from my life and my experiences and trials and tribulations and things that I have suffered through and survived through in order to share them with you. So, number one, don't allow anyone to label you, including yourself. Those who try to label you want you to live in lack and limitations and not your purpose. They see something in you that they don't want you to see in yourself, which is usually your gift, which is your purpose. And they want you to live and lead with a label so that you will live in lack. And you were born to live in your purpose. So don't allow anyone to label you. Two, don't ever, 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 ever let anybody put you in a box. Because those who try to put you in a box is simply because they cannot get out of theirs. And if you allow somebody to put you in a box, they will then try to put you in a ditch. Ask me how I know. And three, don't forget to turn your life into a lifestyle. And you do that by taking your own life into your own hands and participating in your own rescue. Because absolutely, positively, nobody is coming to save you. You must save yourself. And if you take time to tap into yourself more and out of the world less, you in return will save yourself from living the consequence of the life that your parents want you to live, that society tries to create for you to live in, and the life that the school systems and the job systems try to mold for you to live within. And you were not born to simply work a job, pay bills, and die. No, sir, no, ma'am. You were born to live your birthright, which is a life of abundance, prosperity, and a life of luxury. So, the sooner you figure out what your purpose is, the sooner you will turn your life into a lifestyle, and the sooner you will live in your purpose. And the best way to figure out what your purpose is by figuring out what problem you were born to solve. We were all born to solve a problem and make the world better while we're here. More importantly, thereafter, we are not, aka your legacy. So, you figure out what problem you were born to solve, you will automatically live in your abundance and you will automatically be in your abundance and your prosperity and your life of luxury. So, I hope that something I said today helps. And don't forget, you are both a limited edition and an endangered species. And start acting like it.